Hi friends, welcome to Arnav. Today is the 36th episode in the biology series. So today we are still going to continue the digestive system. So in the last episode of digestive system, we discussed about the first part of the digestive system, of the process, that was the mouth. So next we are going to start our next part, which is the esophagus. So it is a hollow muscular tube that carries food and liquid from throat to the stomach. So you know the trachea, right? The windpipe. So it is just parallel to that. While the trachea goes to the lungs, this esophagus goes to the stomach. Yes, that's the main difference between both of them. But both the esophagus and the trachea are both muscular tubes which carry some things to places. Yes, but different places. Yes. So it is hard. Okay, so next, how the esophagus works. So at the opening of the upper esophagus, a ring-shaped muscle called the upper esophageal sphincter is there. So here is the upper esophageal sphincter. Yes. So when it's open or when it's retracted, it will be like this. While when it's closed, wait a second. So when it's closed, of course, it would be a bit smaller than normal. Yes. So normally it is normally closed. That's why when we just eat something, we don't automatically, the food doesn't automatically go down. Yes. So okay. So it senses when food or liquid is coming towards it. Yes. So when it gets the signal, the sphincter relaxes or opens so that the food enters into the esophagus. So if the signal still didn't come, it is like this. It is in the closed state. While if a signal came that food or water came into the mouth and is ready to go into the stomach, then it will be open like this. While if it is not open or closed, it would be like this. Yes. Okay. So then the waves of the contractions push the food downwards. So some people think that the things which push down the food are just gravity itself. But for birds it is like that, most birds. But for humans, muscles push down the food. So that's why even if we are laying down or just sleeping, our food can go down the esophagus, not just when we are standing. Yes. So these muscle contractions just push the food or water downwards into the stomach. Yes. So next, the food passes through the diaphragm or reaches the lower esophagus. So up to this is the upper esophagus on top of the diaphragm area, while here is the lower esophagus area of the esophagus, of course, which is on the down of the diaphragm. So if you don't know, the diaphragm is a part of the respiratory system. So its main use is to just make the lungs small and big, but it has another use to divide the respiratory system and the digestive system between. Yes. Okay, so at the opening of the lower esophagus, there's another ring-shaped muscle called the lower esophageal sphincter over here. So it is just the upper esophageal sphincter, but so the food enters the stomach instead of entering the esophagus. Yes. So while the LES is the exit, the UES is the entrance for the food or water. So like the UES, it senses when food and liquid are coming into the stomach. Yes. So then it opens. So it relaxes and lets the food pass through the stomach. Yes. So when there's no food or liquid, if nothing is coming to its way, it usually stays shut to prevent stomach acid and digestive juices from getting into the esophagus. So if these digestive juices or stomach acid come into the esophagus, then our esophagus would be completely irritated. So you may have heard of the term heartburn. So it doesn't happen to the heart directly. It is in the esophagus. It happens when digestive juices enter the esophagus. That causes an irritation feeling, which most people call a heartburn. Yes. So the size of the esophagus is 10 to 13 inches long. From over here to from here, this part of the neck, to all down up, I think this part here of the body. Yes. So next, the problems which the esophagus can be affected by. So the first one is the acid reflux. So it happens when stomach acid flows back from the stomach into the esophagus. When mistakenly, sometimes the LES doesn't completely shut. At this time, the stomach acid goes into the esophagus and causes heartburn. Yes, so this can cause inflammation and heartburn. So next is the gastroesophageal reflux disease, or the GERD. So it is just the acid reflux but more severe. Yes. So next is the achalasia. So it is a rare disorder in which the LES doesn't open. So it stays shut. Yes. Instead of opening to enter the stomach, it just stays shut. It prevents food from getting into the stomach and eventually will be stuck in the esophagus. I don't know what will happen. I think the esophagus will just burst, but it doesn't actually happen. We just vomit it out, which is ouch. Next, and finally, the last one in this video. So there are also other problems which the esophagus can get, but we can't cover all of them in this video. So this last one is esophagitis. It is inflammation and irritation of the linings of the esophagus because of the acid reflux or any other things. Like for example, there's some bacteria enter the esophagus. The immune system tries to fight them. Normally, when the immune system tries to fight bacteria, it causes inflammation, and with that, irritation. And finally, if it happens in the esophagus, then it could cause esophagitis. Yes. So this is for today about the esophagus. Bye.